Back in Washington after visiting Concord earlier today, he was here to promote President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, as it's called. But he also brought up Irina Zurutska. Vance blamed Democrats for her fatal stabbing on the Charlotte light rail last month.
He also urged North Carolina Governor Josh Stein to sign the criminal justice reform bill that bears her name. And tonight, Charlotte Mayor Lyles is responding to the vice president's comments.
WBTV reporter Matt Fernandez joining us now live from the East-West station where Irina Zurutska was killed and has both sides of the argument. Matt?
Vance saying we need to protect women. He also talked about sentencing for violent criminals. Meanwhile, Katz, who oversees transit here, implementing new safety measures. Riders we spoke to say they're seeing some of those changes. Wednesday afternoon, Ayanna McManus gets ready to board the light rail at the East-West station. Just feet from her is the memorial for Irina Zurutska, a woman who was fatally stabbed last month.
Honestly, it's real sad. It is. It's super sad. It's so messed up, and especially because she came from Ukraine. Oh, Lord.
About 30 minutes away in Concord, Vice President JD Vance also talking about Zurutska.
She came from a beautiful family. She had a young boyfriend. She had her entire life ahead of her, and she was actually a refugee from Ukraine. So she came from a war-torn country. She sought shelter in the United States of America.
Vance calls for law and order. Carlos Brown Jr. is accused of stabbing Zurutska to death. Vance says Brown Jr. has been arrested numerous times.
We ought to keep him locked up instead of letting him back on our streets with a slap on the wrist. It means pursuing enhanced sentences for violent criminals, like the violent criminal who murdered that poor innocent girl in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Vance says they're willing to send the National Guard to Charlotte when he was asked by reporters about the ongoing violence in the Queen City. Meanwhile, the Charlotte mayor responded saying in part, quote, "We do not intend to request the National Guard. Charlotte has strong leaders. We will continue working with federal, state, and local partners on community safety." Katzer, the Charlotte Area Transit System, which oversees the transit system, says they've implemented new safety measures, including having bike units along rail lines, hiring armed and unarmed guards, along with working with Charlotte Mecklenburg Police. Wednesday, we saw CMPD officers on the trains and at platforms while we were interviewing riders.
This is the first that I've seen this. Honestly, this is the first, and I take this every day. This is the first that I've seen this. This is the first. I'm wow.
McManus and rider Derek Evans say this is a good first step.
We're going to give it a start. Everything needs progress. Progress, we got to trust it. That's the only way growth comes from it.
And we were out here earlier this afternoon. We did see CMPD officers on the platforms as well as on the trains. We saw several trains come through this stop in and out. While we did see officers on the train, they weren't on all of them. Reporting live, Matt Fernandez, WBTV, on your side.
Matt, thank you. Now let's give you a live look at Capitol Hill tonight, and with the threat of a government